Charanarvind His Divine Grace. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Skan Bhimini Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Mat ek bandhu mat sangin. Mahatana. My only friend is Bhagavatam and Sangin. My wealth, my friend, my association,
My Savior,
Savior. This is how
my source of ecstasy.
my source of ecstasy. Everything is Srimad Bhagavatam. This is how Rupa Goswami could glorify. Sanatana Goswami could glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's very, very important in interesting and for living people. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaivam Narottamam.
Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devim Vyasam.
Jayat Mudiraye.
Adodayam Mudiraye.
Nashtabraye Svabhadreshu.
Nashtabraye Svabhadreshu.
Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Uttama Sloke.
Bhagavati Shloke.
Bhagavati Naistuke.
Bhagavati Naistuke.
Janubhavamakhilam Sudhisharamekam Adhyatmadipamati Satantamandam Samsarina Karnayaha Purana Guyam Tambyasasur Payami Guru. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, the creation of the fourth order, chapter 29, text number 11. Nalini Nalini Nase.
Nalini Nalini Nase.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Prano Vadato Mukhyamsyam.
Prano Vadato Mukhyamsyam.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha.
Nalini Nalini Nase.
Nalini Nalini Nase.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Prano Vadato Mukhyamsyam.
Prano Vadato Mukhyamsyam.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha.
Nalini Nalini Nase.
Nalini Nalini Nase.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Prano Vadhuto Mukhyamsyam.
Prano Vadato Mukhyamsyam.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha.
Nalini Nalini Nase.
Nalini Nalini Nase.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Prano Vadhuto Mukhyamsyam.
Prano Vadato Mukhyamsyam.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha. Nalini Nalini Nase.
Nalini Nalini Nase.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Prano Vadato Mukhyamsyam.
Prano Vadato Mukhyamsyam.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha.
Nalini Nalini Nase.
Nalini Nalini Nase.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate.
Prano Vadato Mukhyamsyam.
Prano Vadato Mukhyamsyam.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha.
Vipano Vagra Savidrasaha.
Nalini
Nalini Nalini Nase
Gandha Saurabha Uchyate
Gandha Sarva Uchyate
Grano Vaduto Mukyasyam
Grano Vadam Mukyasyam
Vipano Vagrasa Vidrasa
Vipano Vagrasa Vidrasa
Nalini Nalini Nase
Nalini Nalini Nase
Gandha Sarvabhushate
Gandha Sarva Uchyate
Grano Vata Mukshasyam
Grano Vaduto Mukyasyam
Vipano Varasi Vivrasa
Vipano Vagrasa Vidrasa
Nalini Nalini Nase
Nalini Nalini Nase
Gandha Sarabha Uchate
Gandha Sarva Uchyate
Dhano Varhuto Mukyasyam
Grano Vata Mukshasyam
Vipano Vagrasa Virasa
Vipano Vagrasa Virasa. Alright, Nalini,
Nalini
named.
Name
Named Nalini.
Name Nalini
Nalini,
Nalini
named Nalini.
Nalini
Nase,
Nase
the two nostrils.
The two nostrils
Gandha,
Gandha
aroma.
Aroma
Sauravaha, Saurava, fragrance.
Sarabha fragrance
Uchyate
Uchyate
is called.
is called
Ghanaha, the sense of smell.
sense of smell
Avadhutaha,
Avadhuta
called Avadhuta. Mukhya, called Mukhya,
Mukhya
principal.
principle
Asyam,
Asyam
the mouth.
mouth
Vipanaha, named Vipana. Vak,
Vak
the faculty of speech.
Faculty of Speech
Rasavit,
Rasavid
named Rasagya,
named Rasasya
expert in testing.
Expert in tasting
Rasaha,
Saha
the sense of taste. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. The two doors named Nalini and Nalini should be known as the two nostrils. And a city named Saurabha represent aroma. The companion spoken of as Avadhuta is the sense of smell. The door called Mukhya is the mouth, and Vipana is the faculty of speech. Rasagya is the sense of taste. Please repeat. The two doors named Nalini and Nalini
The two doors named Nalini and Nalini
should be known as the two nostrils.
should be known as the two nostrils
And the city named Saurabha
and the city named Sarava
represents aroma.
represents aroma.
The companion spoken of as Abadhuta
The companion spoken of as Avadhuta
is the sense of smell.
is the sense of smell.
The door called Mukhya is the mouth,
The door called Mukhya is the mouth,
and Vipana is the faculty of speech.
and Vipana is the faculty of speech.
Rasagya is the sense of taste.
Yajna is the sense of taste.
Purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The word Avadhuta means most free. A person is not under the rules and regulations of any injunction when he has attained the stage of Avadhuta. In other words, he can act as he likes. This Avadhuta stage is exactly like air, which does not care for any obstruction. In Bhagavad Gita 6:34 it is said, Chanchalam himana Krishna pramati balavadrinam tasyaham nigraham manye vayureva suduskaram. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate and very strong, O Krishna. And to subdue it seems to me more difficult than controlling the wind. Just as the air or wind cannot be checked by anyone, the two nostrils situated in one place, enjoy the sense of smell without impediment. When the tongue is present, the mouth continually tastes all kinds of relishable foodstuffs. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayan Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sagadatan Sahagana Raghunatan Vitamtam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Asti Sadhanam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapati Pesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastuti Tattakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishabham Shute Devi Pranamami Hare Kriya Vancha Taro Vyakshakripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesya Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nalini Nase Ganda Saurava Uchyate Khano Vadato Mukhyasya Vippanu Bhagra Vashi Savidrasa Avadhuta, Prabhupada is translating the word Avadhuta into must be. We have heard about Avadhuta devotees. For example, what is the name? Who is the famous Avadhuta we study in Bhagavatam? Very famous, right? Lord, is that Rishabhadev? Rishabhadev? Is he Avadhuta?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one who covers himself in stool.
Ah, yes. And then
His son Jad Bharat. Oh, Jad Bharat also.
I think Jada Bharata, yeah. Rishabhadev is incarnation of the Lord. Jada Bharata is who? He smeared with stool and everything, right?
No, Rishabdev also.
Also, okay.
But then Rishabdev's son is Bharat Maharaj, who then incarnated as Jad Bharat later.
Yes. So these devotees, they do not act according to material law and regulations, rules and regulations. They completely defy. They ignore. They do not care. Actually, they do not ignore. It's not that they ignore, but they do not care, and they completely free from all these things. So, Krishna has explained in Bhagavad Gita that because of unwanted desires, we are bound to act so many actions, karma. Multiple desires, unlimited desires. Like the Shastra has given an example that if some animal, they have one active sense that can cause their destruction, just like a fish. When we hook some food stuffed in the hook and throw to the water, the fish can sense the smell from far and they come running towards the hook and they get caught into that hook and people can enjoy the poor fish. The one sense is very strong. Like other birds, other animal, they have a particular sense very strong and then they just follow that and they fulfill their desires. But human being, we have all the senses very active and we are always trying to enjoy things, something new all the time. Never satisfied. Never satisfied. Prabhupada gives example of bird. When it finds some food stuff on the ground, come and pick, feel great and then run away, go. But nothing satisfies human being. They always want more and more and more and more, hankering. So that is the path to hell actually for us. It is not something very good. It says that Trividam Narakasedam Dwaram Nasam Atmana. The cause of the destruction of our soul, the Dwaram, the means door. Atmana means the self. We are in a body conditioned by so many things. Baddha Jeev. In 15th chapter, Krishna has explained about two kind of jivas. One are liberated souls who are in spiritual world, and the other one is a conditioned soul who live in this material world for perpetually. And above these two souls, there is a Paramatma, the super soul, who does not come under the influence of karma. So Baladeva Vidya Bhushan in his Vedanta Bhasya, he says that if one becomes completely free from karma and zero karma, no karma, this material body dissolves, it doesn't exist. Can you imagine it? You cannot exist without karma. Bodily platform. So he explained that the pure devotees, what about pure devotees? They do not have bad karma. But even pure devotees are affected by little bit of karma, but they are not affected by the karmic reactions. So because of that, they are able to spread the glories of holy name, or they can preach the message of God, which benefits everybody. So the karma, generally understood as like a loss, or to be more specific, is a sex desire, kama. But within the bracket of karma, kama, it has so many things, a vast definition. That anything that does not help our life, or any desires that is not necessary to maintain this simple life, is called kama. To have desire something. Like, for example, going to vacation in Hawaii. It does not add anything in our life that if I do not go, then I will die, or I will face serious consequences, or TDP will send me an arrest order because I did not go to Hawaii. It does not add anything in my simple life. So this is called kama. And you can imagine that we have so many such desires in our mind. Like the incessant flow of desires, they are passing through our mind, like going in and out, coming in, going out, coming in, going out. So because of the desires, because of that and acceptance, because of continuously desiring something, this body is existing. This is what this body is. Our body is maintained and nourished by our desire. And when those desires are not fulfilled all, then we die and get another body. the death is also cause of unfulfilled desires. Because now I'm already old, I'm getting old, but I do have so much desires, but I still want to fulfill them. Then the material nature put me in another body, another womb, and that let me fulfill my remaining desires. And this way continuously, desires after desires, after desires, after desires, after desires, we are living in this material world. And I do not know how many times, life after, now we got this opportunity to gather in the assembly here and hear from Srimad Bhagavatam. We do not know how many lifetimes we spent in the past. We do not know. We have no idea. And we would not have any idea that if we were not really fortunate, or if we were not really favored by the pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, who willfully, with a feeling, with compassion, he could take up this Krishna consciousness, the preaching mission, and somehow he came to the West, and it brought a big revolution in our life. So, Vaishnava are generally known as Para Dukkha Dukhi, but if we go even deeper, devotees are Dukhi for themselves. It sounds a little odd, but once you realize that this material world is pain and I am going through so much suffering, until I realize this, I cannot be merciful and compassionate to other beings. So anybody who artificially try to help other without realizing that I am fallen and the Supreme Lord is the only hope for me, such people cannot preach the compassion, or cannot preach the mission of Krishna consciousness. So many gurus in the past, they did preach, but they only looking for their pocket. How much money I collect from this preaching? I sell mantra, I sell ticket for gathering, I tell them that I can make you God in 3 months, I can give you special mantra so you feel like you are not this body. All this kind of fake preachings are simply putting both people into the path of hell. So Vaishnavas, therefore, are first they realize that they are dukhi and they realize the mercy of the Lord, and out of selfless compassion, they are able to distribute that mercy to others. So now Vaishnavas are paradukha dukhi. So if we simply remain on this cycle of birth and death, and after running after the smells that are nostril, oh wow, let me enjoy this fresh woman, let me enjoy this man, let me enjoy this mobile phone, let me enjoy this computer, let me enjoy this and that. What a nice life. 4th of July, Independence Day, we are free, firecracker, ding ding ding. This is all about big ego. That's all. Ego. I'm great, I am powerful, I am the strong person. We are boldly declaring that my ego is towering and touching the sky, and it is binding us into this material world. So we need to be unclothed from this. Take it off. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes to reclaim devotees, his soul, living soul, who are suffering into this material world for time immemorial. And then Lord Vishnu is out of compassion is maintaining. See how the real manager is Lord Vishnu. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15. Krishna explained. I will read from there. Hari Bol, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Dvabhimau Purusau Loke Sarashtakshara Evacha Sarah Sarvani Bhutani Kutasto Akshara Uchyate, explaining about two living beings. Here you see, there are two classes of beings, the fallible and the infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible. And in the spiritual world, every living being is called infallible. Now here, Lord Sri Krishna is cutting down the philosophy of Mayavada. What do Mayavadi people say? That once you are free, you become Narayana, God. You become Narayana, you become one with the Lord. There is no difference between you and the Lord. Once you are liberated, once you have this knowledge. So if you are not, then you are under the illusion of Maya. They say like that. Once you are sannyasi, or for example, when you become a sannyasi, or when you become free from this illusion, then you become one. That's why they have one danda when they take sannyas. Eka danda, sannyasi. Eka danda means I become one. But our devotees, when they get initiation, they have 3 beats. What does the 3 beats represent?
Body, mind, and word.
I dedicate my body, my mind and my words in the service of the Lord. And the sannyas also, when they have 3 danda sannyas, they have the same thing. I have physical, socially I am dead. I have no responsibility. I am like avaduta. I am not bound by these material laws, but I will do everything for Krishna's pleasure. See, this is how we are bound. We are bound. We do not know our past. If we were free, I would be able to know what was my past. Like great liberated people, we call them, what do we call them who are liberated soul? They are Trikaladarshi, who could see past, present and future, but I have no idea what will happen tomorrow. Not even tomorrow. I have no idea what happened after 3 minutes. I do not know what I was going through in my past. I only experienced this present, some presence. Like Sukadeva Goswami, who could predict the future of Kali Yuga 5,000 years ago, and he could write in a book. That is free. They are not bound by this thing. And we have so many other bondages in this society. I have a bondage that after 9 I need to go home. I cannot be all day here living in the temple. Or after some time I need to go to work. I cannot attend mantra voices tonight. And I need to go to the grocery store every day or every week. I need to talk to this person, I need to please him, otherwise he will not do anything for me. Every second, if we closely analyze and see how we are bound in this material world. That's why we are called Baddha Jeev. If I drink a little bit more water, then I need to quickly run to the bathroom. I cannot stop for a little more minutes. I have a disease like last Friday, very interesting example happened. Another experience of death. Last Friday I was in bereavement leave and I was at home. I went to Costco with Chakrayuta Prabhu and he told me, let's go to my home. And I said, okay, let's go. Because I was alone at home and I didn't have to do anything all day. Then as I was coming out to the parking lot, somehow in my mind I didn't feel like to go to his house. I said, Prabhu, let me go home. And I just lied him. I need to pick up Tucson sometime. But as soon as I came home, I got a call from Tucson Medical Center. I never get a call from Tucson Medical Center. They have a chapel service. I got a call Tucson Medical Center. I thought it was a scam call. I said hello with not very welcoming tone. Hello. Okay, are you the priest? We have somebody dying in the hospital. His wife wants some Hindu priest to come and do some prayer for him. And I thought that guy is a very old person, like 90, 80 or 70, whatever it is, old person. And I thought, why not? I will definitely come. And then I was very excited that I will go and chant some Hare Krishna and read Bhagavad Gita. And at least the soul at the time of death remember Krishna's name and might be delivered from this world. But then I quickly took my shower, put on tilak, dhoti, and then drove to Tucson Medical Center. And when I was there, the valet service came and parked my vehicle. Somebody came with a ride and they took me to the ICU, the very top floor where not all people are getting access. Then when I was there, the guy was lying on the bed. He was only 45 years old. He was coming from Wilcox. And the guy, the person, the South Indian person, he would come to Govinda's and his wife says he would like sweets halwa very much from Govinda's. And she also said that he was planning to go to Jagannath Rath Yatra that happened last Sunday. Remember? There was a small Rath Yatra in Phoenix. But then he said it is too hard and we were watching from TV. Then I prayed Bhagavad Gita chapter 15 and I prayed the whole Vishnu Sahasranam. Complete Vishnu Sahasranam. And when I was chanting Hare Krishna very intensely, I was talking, not looking to the body. Body was almost gone. But the soul was inside still, and then I was intensely loudly chanting Hare Krishna so that the soul could hear. And I told them, see, your husband you love so much, but he is not here in this body, he is gone. His soul is gone. And there was another man who was his best friend from childhood. He came from Houston, Texas. And I told him, see, the death is illusion. Death is not real. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhava vidyate sataha. The body is temporary, it will not last forever. And the soul is eternal, it will not end ever. So where is death? It is just an illusion. But they were facing death in front of them, and she was holding him. Arun, Arun, come back, in South Indian language, crying. Arun, don't leave me. And she was like crying with so many other words. And she called India to her father. Father, save him, save him. She was like helping, asking help from everybody else. And she didn't have much faith in me chanting the names of God. But that was the real help for the living soul. So we never know what time we depart from this material world with full of desires and again come back to this material world and again going through the same process. That's why Prabhupada says it's become serious and completely surrendered to the Lord one lifetime, because we have lived many lifetimes for our own personal engagement, personal enjoyment, personal sense gratifications, and we have still not satisfied with that. Kama dinan katidha palita. Prabhupada always quote this verse, that I have maintained and served this kama for many lifetimes, but this kama vasana has never been satisfied and thanked me for all these lifetimes what I have done for him. So now I will completely give it up and then do not care about it. I take complete refuge at the lotus feet of the Lord. And this is the only way to come out from this world.
And did the man die while you were chanting?
He died because they were waiting to her sister arrive. She was traveling from other state and he was on a machine. When I felt his hand, it was cold, but his head was warm, but his eyes were like closed and completely gone. And I told them, the real person is gone. And they said, why do you say that? It is what it is. And they took everything out after her sister arrived, and he's declared dead. Right? Only 45 years old. And I asked, what happened? No, he felt some uncomfortable in his belly. We thought he had some food poisoning, so we came to the hospital. But then they told us that he has liver failure, kidney failure, he got multiple heart attacks, and there is zero chance to survive. Exactly that is what happened to Devadina during the COVID time. When he was in the hospital, he was already having diabetes, and his blood sugar was almost 700 or more, and organs stopped failing, and then when one organ fail, other organ get overloaded, and then heart is balanced. When every other organs are working well, then heart fails. Heart attack, and they put machine and everything else.
That's my brother died also.
Yeah, this is sad. But this is why we need to wake up from this sleeping state, and then we should realize that Uttishta Jagrata Prapya. Otherwise we are wasting our time and life in this material world. Even though we had ample opportunity to practice and cultivate spiritual life and get out from these conditioning stages for many, many lifetimes. And here Krishna says that Uttama Purushastvanya Paramatme Tyu Udarita. Krishna is speaking here in a Isopanic language. He says that it is explained in the Vedic literature that above these two living beings, there is super soul. He is speaking in third person, Krishna. That's why Gita is called Gita Upanishad. Upanishad do not directly speak about God. They are Paroksha Vasa is called. Paroksha means indirect language. And he said that, the Veda says that Paramatma is higher than the conditioned and living being. And your lokam trayam avisya. Do you know the definition of Vishnu?
Also based on
Yeah, Visayati iti Vishnu, one who enters into everything. That's called Vishnu. Your lokam trayam avisya. In the Traya lokam means what? Traya lokam means three worlds. Three planetary systems. Within this three planetary system, there are 14, right? 14 planetary systems.
Wait, can you repeat that again?
We have, this material world is very big. We have a lower planet, middle planet, upper planet. There are 14 different planetary systems, unlimited systems, planets. And the super soul enters into that all the planets. And what does he do? Vivartabhyaya Iswara. As a controller, master. Iswara means controller or master, one who gives shelter to his dependent or independent everybody else. Vivartabhya means to maintain. And abhyaya means he never adjusts in doing something. He never feel bored, he never give up, he never get tired, he never... That is the Lord. Millions of lifetimes, the Lord is trying to bring one living being back to Krishna. Can you imagine? Sometime when somebody come and we say some bad word and devotee leave, this hurts Krishna's heart because he tried millions of lifetimes to bring one living soul to Krishna consciousness. And now we are, instead of assisting in Krishna's plan, we are disturbing Krishna's plan. That is why sometimes we do not get our mind focused on chanting. When we chant, so many thoughts come in our mind. Because God is not happy with me, what I do. Besides these two, there is the greatest living personality, the super soul, the imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the world and maintaining them. If you see the abhyaya, the word meaning abhyaya, inexhaustible. The real manager of this world is not me, but Lord Vishnu is maintaining. We know that Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Brahma creates, Vishnu maintains, and Shiva destroys. So this maintaining part is very difficult. You need to tolerate so much. And Lord Vishnu always tolerates. That's the quality of Brahmanas. What are the Brahmanas' qualities? Bhagavad Gita, Samatama, Tapasaucham, Shantir Ade, Evacha, Vijnanam, Vijnanam Astikyam, Brahma Karma Swavadam. Actually, these qualities are from Krishna, Brahma. And then one who has the quality of Brahman, they are called Brahmana. So when we follow Krishna consciousness, we should have those qualities, good qualities of Krishna in us. Not like asuric, demoniac qualities. And we should give up that unwanted, unnecessary desires so that we can free ourselves from this condition, this phase, because of what we are suffering incessantly in this world. And sometimes we do not understand and realize that we are suffering. And somebody has to come and show that, hey, stop, you are suffering and do this, follow this path. And we still do not believe. And we can understand how miserable condition we are in this material world. Any question, any comment? Alright, I'd like to stop here. No more further discussion. Hare Krishna. Oh. Go ahead, mother. Yeah, go ahead. We don't need anything.
Because I had a family, I had to work full time, and I always like to share this because it was a highlight of my career. As a nurse, and I was working in hospice.
Yeah.
And when I went in for a report, they told me Mr. So-and-so was actively dying, meaning he was at the very near stages of death. So the first thing I did after the report was going to see him if he had passed away, and I could see he had 3 or 4 breaths per minute. So I waited. I knew he was going to die in a minute. He was all by himself. He was this little man. I swear he couldn't have been more than 5 feet tall. He was all by himself, and I thought, gosh, I hate to see him leave his body, all by himself like that. So I would have been fired if anybody came in. I just prayed that nobody came in. And I started chanting really loud, not loud so everybody could hear me down the hallway, but I started praying the Lord Nishringadev prayers and chanting Hare Krishna. I had my arms up there and I was trying to envision Lord, the Panchatattva and Lord Nishringadev, and I was praying that the Yamadutas would go away. I said, go away, and I was praying that Vishnu Dutas, please come and save this man from the worst kind of danger. And I was praying like that, and he took 3 breaths per minute, and as I was chanting, then he took 2, then he took 1, and then none. He passed away right there while I was chanting, and then I kept chanting, waiting, and then I could see that, he left his body. But
the last time when I was in the hospital, I was mad to that person, soul inside. While I was chanting, I got mad because you drank alcohol in your life. You ruined your body. That was my mood when I was chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Because the guy was already dead, but the soul could hear.
Yeah.
You did wrong. Because of the drinking too much, your liver is damaged.
Prabhupada said for the human being, death means only going to sleep for 7 months.
Until you find another mother, right?
And then you wake up after 7 months and you're like, what am I?
Yes, anyway, it's very good. We have so many examples that remind us to become Krishna conscious even more seriously every time. These examples are just nourishing our faith in Krishna. If we take it that way, then we can save ourselves. When we are saved ourselves, then we can save others. But if I practice Krishna consciousness many years, but I do the same and I try to act like saving others, then what about myself? I am not even serious in Krishna consciousness. Alright, Prabhu.
I like the point you made that the real preaching happens when you realize that you're following that. That's very powerful.
Yes.
It's the more we feel, the more we realize how low we are, the more we want to help people.
Mm-hmm. If you are selfless.
Like I think of our Parameshwar Prabhu, most dedicated person. He's so dedicated. he also sees himself so fallen. But the question I have is, you said that the Gita is called Gita Upanishad because Krishna uses indirect language, but then at the same time Krishna uses very direct language.
No, yeah, he has been many other places. Sometimes like not all the time he is speaking directly, but in some languages Krishna is using the Upanishadic language so that people will believe that it is recorded in the Vedas. So people have tendency to believe the Vedas. And there's a problem that sometimes people do not believe that Krishna is God. So he has to quote Vedas in order to convince people. So this is just a way of preaching.
Because he also says that besides these two, there's the supreme living entity who has entered into the three worlds and is maintained. And then he says, because I am beyond both the fallible and the infallible, and because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as that supreme person.
Yeah, he has given direct, many words. He has multiple times says direct. Sometimes this is what like Mayavadi is Jyotinam api Jyotisam api Sarveshna. See, Krishna said, I am Jyoti. That's why the Mayavadi people, the Nirakar people quote this verse. They twist the meaning and then give so many meanings. But here is very straightforward message. Shankaracharya Bhashya, if you hear, listen, read, they are just twisting that, yeah, you surrender to Krishna, but not to Krishna, but Krishna inside Krishna. Something like that. Making complicated. But for devotees it's very clear. Krishna is Krishna God. Yes, Prabhu.
I was just remembering how 8 or 10 years ago we went down to the south part of Tucson to some cemetery area for a program. A deaf young fellow. You remember these Hispanic gentlemen? His two sons, he used to come here. They were associated with what was his name?
They were wrong.
He's a big guy. Yeah, they were with some ashram in California. But they would come here and do service, and you can try to chant on beads and different things. But this son was so interested in spiritual life, all you could tell how he was quiet, but he was polite when he came here. But he died suddenly. We had that little program for him. And I just remember how nice that he talked about all the same things. So I thought, well, you've had a lot of practice talking to people who...
Yeah, I have been attending like so much death. Seeing so many death, it's become normal to me. And I realized that one day something happened to me. I told my mother last Thursday I had some heart pain in my heart. I could not come home, and I told my mother I have headache and high blood pressure, Mama. And since she called me, how are you doing? Okay, good. And I told my mother, what is the good that I feel better? One day anyway I die. Your mother died yesterday, and I will die one day, Amma. But she said that, yeah, if somebody die when they are old, then it's okay, but person dying like you is not okay. No, it's not okay. Whenever we die, that is, we are old at that time. So, we should accept it. This is art of living. People are teaching art of living, talking all nonsense, but this is art of dying. It's practical things.
George Harrison said, art of dying.
Art of dying is very, very practical. Prabhupada is talking, not talking something like in mental, this is like something which we cannot practice. We can, every knowledge Prabhupada talks, we can practice in our life, and we realize that death is uncertain.
Doesn't Prabhupada say that's the most amazing thing? What is the most amazing thing? That we see everyone dying around us, still we think, I will never die.
Yudhishthira Maharaj said, but if you deeply see into that statement, and that is true that I will not die, yes, in one way it is true.
Yes.
Spiritually I never die. That is also another way to see, look at it. But material people think I will survive in this body forever. But for devotees, where is death? No, they welcome death like happily. There are some saints in India like Sri Vaishnava. They know the time when they leave their body, and they invite their disciples, come close, come here, chant, and they just peacefully leave. At the same time they say. Like Dalai Lama has in India, he declared his predecessor,
Predecessor. Not predecessor. Successor.
successor. He chose somebody from Tibet, and he said like, you were saying something?
I was thinking of that. Well, the first thing I thought of that verse, Deha Padya Karatravish Atma Sanyash Satsapitesham Brahmatadena Pashatya. Although we take shelter of the body, the children, and the wife, but we don't see our imminent destruction. We see that everything is dying around us, but we don't think, oh, I'm going to die.
They are fallen souls.
But I was thinking, wasn't it that you were saying when you were with Catherine, you were chanting to Catherine, the guy next to that died?
Right after I left, she texted Kirtan, he left, or she left. Many examples.
Well, if I die, hopefully I die young enough that I can have you there. When I
Turned
die.
out that way. I wish same thing happened to me. Ananta Prabhu, you finished saying, or you had something more left to say?
Just wanted you to know, I'll always remember you giving that talk. It was so nice.
Thank you so much. We are together for 11 years here in this Tucson. Ananta Prabhu is very good, he's very nice. A lot of devotees come and go. Those who stay are the best. Always make sure you remain in Krishna consciousness wherever you are. All the time. No matter we may be not in the temple, but do not give up Krishna consciousness. No. Once Krishna is a friend in your life, then you have no fear. God is here, right here with me, my Lord. And every night you go to sleep, you talk to the super soul, my dear Lord, let's have a private time tonight, and then you just fall asleep and Krishna to come to you in a dream and guide you so many mysterious things in your life. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
So nice.
Life is beautiful.
You're a good person.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful.